Dragon Ball Super introduced many new characters to the series, but now with Dragon Ball Super coming to an end, we may never get any more information or any more exploration on some of these new characters. So on this video, I'm going to give you my top 10 list of Dragon Ball Super characters that I think need to be explored and that I think need to return, whether it be in a movie or in the next Dragon Ball TV series. I want more of these characters in the future. And remember, this is just my opinion. Please feel free to leave your 10 characters or however many you want down in the comments to let me know who you want to see more of in the future. The countdown begins next. I'm sure all of you have heard of Amino, right? It's an app that powers over 1 million different communities, one for every fandom in the world. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, you gotta check out the Dragon Ball Z Amino app. It's an app you can download where you can meet other Dragon Ball fans all over the world. If you are an artist, you can post your art on here, have discussions about Dragon Ball, Z, GT, Super, and everything else involved in the series. You can participate in polls, you can have debates about all aspects of the series, and it's super easy to download onto your mobile device. Download the app, share your knowledge, talk to other Dragon Ball fans, learn some new things that maybe you didn't know, and share your love with hundreds and thousands of other fans on the Dragon Ball Z Amino app. Check it out. Now we begin the countdown with number 10 from Universe 3, Maji Koga, the liquid metal robot. Yeah, there were a few cool looking robots from Universe 3, and Ani Raza was a pretty fun villain, but very one-dimensional and very Monster of the Week-esque. But Maji Koga was extra cool. He was liquid metal, he could bend his body in any shape, and when you think about it, he kind of does remind you of Majin Buu, probably because they both seem to be inspired from the T-1000 from Terminator 2. But I was always a big fan of Maji Koga. He's my favorite robot from that universe, and we saw almost none of him, and I really would like to have seen more of his abilities and maybe even his origin. Number 9 is one that some folks are going to think should be number 1, Dr. Rota. We never found out what his secret was. We never found out why they call him Doctor, and I know, I get it, it's a one-note joke. It's supposed to be a joke on purpose, but I want to know more about this guy. He's from Universe 6, which we already grew an attachment to because of the previous arc and because of the characters in that universe. Why is he there? Where did he come from? Where did Champa find him? We know nothing about this guy, and I really wanted more of him in the series. Maybe even if they explain, like, the whole joke. I hope we get that explanation, but we probably never will. And it's unfortunate because he's just going to be a joke, you know, forever. Number 8 on the list is another character who some also consider to be a joke, but really shouldn't be, and that is the all-knowing Zuno. Zuno only appeared in 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Super, one in the early Champa arc, and once again in the Trunks arc when Zamasu went to him to find out information about the identity of Son Goku. The idea of a character in space who's really old and has knowledge of pretty much everything, I've always found to be very interesting, and yet we barely saw him. There's so many ways that this character can be used by both the good and the evil characters in Dragon Ball that I feel like his purpose is still out there, it's still open, and I feel like he could be even the centerpiece of a future movie or a character who at least can be part of a major arc beyond just the Zamasu arc. I really wanted more of Zuno and to find out more about him, and we know he's still out there somewhere, so maybe he will return someday, and I certainly hope he does. Number 7, Magetta. Ever since the Universe 6 arc, when we found out more about the Metal Men and the Metal Men planet, I've wanted them to visit that planet and to learn more about not just Magetta, but his entire race. The fact that he is a little bit emotional when it comes to him being insulted, but very powerful when he gets in there is always an interesting idea. And the idea of a whole planet made up of robots is such a classic, you know, Orwellian / Transformer style, you know, concept, and something that we saw a little bit of in GT with the Baby Arc and the Machine Mutants. Kind of similar concept, but the Magetta planet seems to be a lot more interesting. So it's too bad we'll never see more of it, but I want to see Magetta and more of him in the future. Number 6 is a tie because I couldn't pick between these two. Zarbuto and Jimmies. From the minute that we found out that Jimmies and Zarbuto were Yardrat and Sufurian, many of us have wondered why in the heck Universe 2 has Universe 7-esque races. The Yardrats and the Sifurians, aka the Tuffles, are supposed to be from Universe 7. Are they originally from Universe 2? Did Universe 2 come to Universe 7 to recruit? Are the civilizations migrating between universes? There's so much story potential here. So many ideas that could have been explored with these two. And the question's still going to remain, how in the heck did they end up on Universe 2? Are there another planet Yardrat or another planet Plant in Universe 2? We may never know, and that to me is one of the plot threads that I think Super really screwed up on as far as leaving us hanging, because they made it clear that we're supposed to care about why they're there, but they haven't told us why. And hopefully one day we will know, but to me, I want them to come back because I want to know more about them. Number 5 on the list is Katella, the God of Destruction of Universe 4. Look, I don't care about Universe 4. The characters in that universe were never interesting to me. The Bugs, Mona, none of them were really that interesting at all. But this character of Katella, being Beerus's rival, being the sneaky rat that he is, no pun intended, I want to know more about him. I want to know where his beef with Beerus began. I want to know the backstory. And again, Super's not going to give it to us. Maybe a guidebook, maybe a Toriyama interview or something. But it's too bad because of all the Gods of Destruction, I found him to be probably the most interesting besides Beerus and Champa, mostly because of his, disdain for Beerus. So that's my number 5. Number 4 is a little bit of an asterisk, but number 4 is Jocko, the Galactic Patrolman. Yes, I know that he was introduced in his own manga in 2013 and then got brought into the anime in Resurrection F, which was a Dragon Ball Z movie, but he's still a super character that I think represents the new generation of characters. I love Jocko. I love the Jocko manga. I loved what he did in Super and in Resurrection F, and he's a character that I feel, again, just so much fun to always be around this character, to see what he does, his interactions, and pretty much every Jocko episode that we saw in Super was at the very least fun to watch. And Jocko is a character we have not seen in a very, very long time, and it's a damn shame because the concept of Dragon Ball's own sort of Toriyama's version of the Nova Corps or the Green Lantern Corps, a galactic space police, is a great idea for its own manga, its own anime, and seeing some of the adventures and some of the aliens they run into would be freaking awesome, and we're just not going to get it, and it's too bad because I love Jocko and I would love to see him come back and do more with the Dragon Ball cast. Number 3. Again, a little bit of cheating because I'm actually combining 3 characters into one, but they still exist as one entity. The Trio de Dangers, Bergamo, Lavender, and Basil. They were awesome in the tournament for that brief time they were there. They were really fun to watch during the Zen exhibition, and I want to see a TV show based on them or a manga based on them, and we just didn't find out enough about them. We visited Universe 9 once for a very brief time, and that was it. And I really felt like the series was trying to tell us that these are going to become important players later on, or at least quasi-important, but that does not appear to be the case. And that's too bad because these are some of the most interesting characters with some of the most interesting fighting techniques that we've seen in Dragon Ball in quite some time. And it seems like such wasted potential, with these characters. Number 2 is the Grand Priest, the Daishinkan. Now, you may be wondering, why is this not number 1? I did strongly consider putting him at number 1, but I have a feeling that we're going to see him return in the 2018 Dragon Ball movie or perhaps in a future anime if Super does return. Grand Priest, this dude's been built up like crazy. He's one of the top 5 fighters in all of the universes. He is the father of the angels. You mean to tell me we're never going to see the Grand Priest fight? You really mean to tell me that we're never going to see this dude in combat, even though they specifically have told the audience about how powerful he is? We're not going to see him fight even once? That to me is a huge, huge letdown, and Dragon Ball Super dropped the ball tremendously with the Grand Priest. I love this character. I love the idea behind him. I don't know if he's going to go evil or not. I don't know if he has sinister motives or not, but I feel like the idea of him going evil was one that many Dragon Ball fans were very intrigued in, or the idea of him having some kind of sinister motive, and we're just not going to get that now, and it's just a damn shame because the Grand Priest and the way he was built up was, we thought, going to be a big deal and then wound up being nothing. So, number 1 on the list of Dragon Ball Super characters that need to return, that we want to see more of, the Assassin Hit. Look, this dude is so freaking popular. He's probably the most popular Dragon Ball character that has been introduced in this new era. I would say he's still more popular than Jiren, even though Jiren seems to be stronger. The idea of a 1,000-year-old assassin who knows how to skip time and has all these abilities that seem to be unnatural, as the Emperor would say, is fascinating. Plus, he has a cool trench coat. He has a cool stoic appearance. You know, he's purple. He's very confident. And he has ethics. To me, Hit was an incredible new character and one that really, really needs a backstory because 1,000 years is a long time. And this dude has some knowledge of some things that we need to explore, in my opinion. So my number one is Hit. Who are your 10 characters that you think need to be more further explored in Dragon Ball Super or in Dragon Ball in general and that you want to see more of in the future? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you again for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button and punch the notification bell, as I will bring you videos like this as long as I possibly can. So thank you. Have a great day. I'll see y'all soon.